Ball out. Ball out.
Bow, bow. Bow, bow.
Ball out.
Bow,
Ball out.
bow. All we do is bow.
Ball out.
Bow, bow, bow.
Ball out. Ball out.
Ball out.
Me and my hitters go all out. Ball out. Ball out. We about to take them all out. Ball out. Ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Me and my hitters go all out. We about to take them all out. Ball out. Ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Ball out. Ball out. We about to take them all out. Ball out. Ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Me and my hitters go all out. We about to take them all out. Dropping by the mall out. Come deliver mail on y'all route. Show them what it's all about. Just get called out. Fall out. Me and my clique, we don't fall out. Me and my chick, we don't fall out. We minding our business, keep y'all out. Break up, get up quick, then we hit licks till it's all out. I hate my job, I'ma call out. Boss of myself, child out. I'm a recruiter, a high percentage shooters. Gotta keep rifles and Rugers. Some people just trifling and losers. Watch for the jackets at night, they be cruising. I can put together. AR Kinston My hitters be tough in the leather. Can't nobody do it better. Glock 9 with the F in. Step in with my best friend. Best friend Smith and West End. If you miss 6, still catch 10. Ball out. Stall out. Pulling up outside the y'all house. Empty till we all out. I got the juice and I'm crazy. You not a killer, don't say. Hit squad ain't nothing to play with. Undertaker and a grave dig. Best man like Tate Diggs. When you in the paint, gotta play big. Hitters ignorant like cavemen. Went from good fellas to made men. Ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Shout out, ball out, get called out. Ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Ball out. We about to take them all out. Ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Me and my hitters go all out. We about to take them all out. Ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Ball out. We about to take them all out. Ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Me and my hitters go all out. We about to take them all out.
Boss Cowboy Sports live, where your voice matters. Wednesday night edition. We checking in. Like, share, subscribe. Call your friends, family, and aunties. Tell them we own. We get into Cowboys in the draft and a whole lot more. Listen, we happy to be with you. We got Boss Cowboy, the man himself, the man with the plan, and yours truly, the OC. So, Boss Cowboy, how you feeling?
Man, another day. Man, been
another
a busy
day.
week. Busy week, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was on the show with Big Game James on Saturday. Then we had, man, my boy E. Kish in the building, man. You know how sometimes you see brothers step in the building and your heart kind of drop a little bit. That's how I felt when I just saw my boy E. Kish. What's up, E? Yeah, but so I was on Big Game on Saturday. Then I was on West Coast on Monday. Then I was on with Jay Tuck on Tuesday and BJ and Spoon. So it's been a man. And I got everybody's opinion except yours.
Oh.
yeah, and I'm very interested, bro. I'm serious. Yeah. I'm very interested on your opinion on some stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah. It's been. I promise you, I got every. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is what I want your opinion on, OC, because it's been going around. Dak Prescott excluded from the hype video. I promise you, I talked to everybody about it. I literally called my boy Big Game James, man, and we vented, man. Like, I vented to him. Like, I was so mad. I was so mad.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, we talked about it Monday, and we all talked about it Tuesday. What's your thoughts on this, man?
You know, people that are petty and childish will maintain a degree of being petty and childish. This is our way to say that you are not cool with us because you are not playing by our rules, Mr. Prescott, and we are going to show that we don't like you right now because we're going to leave you out of the hype video so that we can show you that we are in control. This is all petty, nandy, pandy high school stuff. This is all this is, man. Has no bearing on what's going to happen in the future. Has no bearing about Dak Prescott, because guess what? You can be mad all day, but I guarantee you're going to exclusive franchise tag this man if he does not sign this contract. So it's just a bunch of high school, pass a note to my ex-boyfriend and say I hate you type behavior. Just all childish stuff, typical cowboy stuff. That's what it is.
Yeah, bro. I mean, because to me it's embarrassing. I mean, it's really embarrassing, OC, and my boy Keystone, that's Tavis, he getting ready to get in the show. We got to set you up. I'm going to have to send you the link. Give me a second, though, Keystone. But, man, one of the things that really upset me is we are truly a laughing stock right now. I literally had to go around and vent, man. Like, literally. Like, I was so angry, man. Like, people are laughing at us around the whole country, bro. And we not known for wins anymore. We're not known for greatness anymore. Now we're known for the people. You know how you have people that's clumsy, OC? They fall. They do all kind of weird stuff. And you even start anticipating where you can just laugh at them. That's who we are right now. Like, people watching how we handling this Dak Prescott situation and literally laughing, man. Go ahead and kind of talk while I get my boy Keystone in. But this hurt, man. I'm over here real life hurting, man. Talk me off a cliff.
Well, look, if you're watching the ESPN, man, then Foxworth and Mike Greeny and all these guys, man, these guys are just having just a good old-fashioned knockdown, free improv session all about the Cowboys and how they're handling Dak Prescott. I mean, it's childish and it's foolish, borderline, right? But this just goes to the maturity level of certain aspects of leadership in the Dallas Cowboys organization, and also, again, another play to be in the public eye. So this is typical of the Cowboys, vintage Cowboys. And here's the whole deal. I mean, we're in the Snapchat generation. We're in the Instagram generation, right? We are in a generation to where you don't have to have, per se, any talent to necessarily be popular, famous, or make a whole lot of money. And so the Cowboys are fully capitalizing on this transition of basically commercial value laughs, commercial value entertainment, commercial value gossip, right, to maintain marketability, to stay in the headlines, regardless if we have a great product on the field or not, because realistically, right now, we just don't. And so I guess is the best we can do is, mess with or down or belittle the best player we have on the active roster by not including him in the hype video. Who you got in the hype video? Who you gonna put in the hype video? Ben Naduce. I'm sorry, I can't even pronounce his name. The third string quarterback, man. Who else we gonna put in there? What we doing?
Oh my God, bro.
Put Ben in there. Yeah, the third stringer. Put Ben in there. Show him throwing the ball. Wait a minute, Boss Cowboy, in practice. Show him throwing the football in practice.
You getting love. My girl Wendy say, "I'm loving the cap." Oh, say, hey, we talking football right now, Wendy, and we all.
Wendy, thank you, Wendy.
Hugs,
don't stop Wendy
right
from.
Now.
Don't stop Wendy from complimenting my hat.
We need love from all the pain we going through, and we got my boy Barry.
Don't stop anybody from complimenting my hat.
This my hat, okay? Man. All my homies coming in. My boy BG in the house. What's up, Barry? Yeah,
Barry.
Yeah, that's my boy right there all day.
Barry say free game.
I love that hat, man. Swag king. Yes, indeed. And my Buddha. Buddha, why you ain't in the show, man? What's going on? See how y'all doing? I'm done with
Buddha on the streets, Boss Cowboy. We know how Buddha do.
Yeah, Buddha on the
streets.
Buddha
on the streets. You know Buddha be on those streets?
I see. You
can't get mad at Buddha.
I'm still getting you in, man. I'm just stalling a little bit. Yeah, I'm being jealous, Wendy. Ain't nothing wrong with being jealous. Listen. Because I need a hug, too. You don't come in and compliment my boy hat and don't say nothing to the boss. You don't do that.
Wendy's now one of my favorites. I'm always going to respond to Wendy's comments now. Thank you, Wendy. Appreciate that.
They told me to turn on my mic.
Yes. That's what I've been telling you.
I just got to speak it to the mic. That's the only thing I got. But listen, man. Now, I'm really hurt about this. Now, I still want to kind of get into this while I'm getting Tavis in. And now, let's be nice. Let's be nice to Mr. Derek Eagleton. Let's not be too mean. All right, we gonna go through kind of some of it and just kind of talk about it. Because, Derek Eagleton is not no slouch. I don't want anybody to get that twisted. This man is an Emmy Award winner. He's one of the best at the whole DallasCowboy.com. So I want to kind of go through this because we go kind of try to talk about this from an intelligent standpoint and not a blame game. But we go pick apart some of the stuff that happened. Derek Egan put out there. He said this was simply an oversight that should have been caught and corrected by us. Anyone who's making it seem like Cowboys decision makers use social media videos to make statements doesn't understand or take the time to understand how all of this works. Trust me, there's no story here. Man.
Okay. Let's go slow. Derek, thank you for taking one for the team.
Man. You think that's taking one for the team?
No. Listen. I'm going to explain how Derek is taking this for the team.
All right.
Okay.
Listen.
So Derek has a job to do. He's compensated handsomely for his media job with the Cowboys. He does a great job, a fantastic job. Like Derek's a good guy. Okay, a good guy.
Educated, UT grad.
Yeah. Listen, good guy, right? And so listen.
So you think he's falling on the sword?
He is taking one for the team, okay? Because none of the front office is going to say we called Derek and said for now just omit any images of Dak Prescott for now. What is he doing? He has a job to do. He's going to follow instructions. He's not obligated to disclose where he got his instructions from. He's only obligated to follow through on those instructions for those who employ him. Okay? So, I like Derek, but some things that are in that statement are just really not true. The Cowboys do use social media to make statements about players all the time. So, like you, Derek, that part's not true, right? This is a crafted statement. If you live in Dallas or anywhere around Dallas, right, and you drive, down the tollway in the Frisco area before you hit the 121 area, you see to your right, if you're going south, you see the Star. You see the training facility, the hospital, and one of the images that you see up on the building is an image of a guy that has a number 4 jersey. His name is Dak Prescott. You see it from the highway, okay? From the highway, easily. So it's just very, very difficult, and I'm being really nice. You see how nice I'm being? It's very difficult to theoretically conceive that you had an oversight when it comes to the market piece for your marketing engine of the Cowboys football team. There you go.
Man, so when I saw this, I'm gonna have to grab my mic.
So, hey, here's the whole thing, too, about this whole thing. He goes on to say that you don't understand how the process works, right? And so, if we talk about how the process works, well, guys, if you see that intro video, that was the same thing. Me and Boss Cowboy went through a process of filming that intro video, editing that intro video, putting music to it, the whole 9 yards. It's media production, right? Which is a big part of what we do here at Boss Cowboy Sports for you fans, so we can come to you every single week, right? So, no, we understand how the process goes, and in an edit, if you forgot something, you can reshoot, you can use another image, you can transpose something in an edit to include someone if you forgot them. You have tons of opportunities before you come up with what's called the final cut. Okay, you have many opportunities to make any corrections, to add anybody in there, to do all types of stuff, to cut the film a certain way, shorten it this way, make it longer this way, if you forgot somebody and there was an omission. So obviously someone of high position in the media department, not saying this was Derek, maybe it was Derek, maybe it was his assistant, who knows, but somebody saw that hype video before that hype video was released. So don't tell me that this was an oversight. Oversight my blue beanie. Okay, oversight that, man. This is ridiculous, man. That's just not the truth, and that's the nicest way I can say that, Boss Cowboy. And another thing too, hey, if we look further into this thing, it was never any oversights as it was related to any other player in the media guide, right? If we're continuing down this rabbit hole, just for history's sake, we can get into more and more things as it relates to this. You never had Tony Romo not in the hype video or on the media guide. We never had DeMarcus Ware not on a hype video or on the media guide. We never saw that with Ezekiel Elliott. We never saw that with Tank Lawrence. We never saw that with even a newly acquired Cowboy that made tons and tons of money, Amari Cooper. We've never seen anything like that. So, this is kind of just absurd, a little bit ridiculous. And, hey, we're just trying to basically figure out what's going on here. One thing that I do want to do while we wait on Boss Cowboy to come back.
I'm back.
We want to kind of are you back? Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah,
all right, beautiful.
I was here the whole time. I was just letting you go.
Okay, cool.
Now, we also got my boy Tavis in the building, so we obviously want to hear from. This is my last time calling him Tavis Keystone. So I'm pretty sure you was keeping up. What's your thought on Dak Prescott not being in the hype video?
I'm looking at it as we all know how the Joneses are. It could be a publicity stunt. I mean,
yeah,
we know how they do with publicity. Publicity sells. That could be a plus. But then again, it could be a minus because, maybe Jerry Stephen being funny, as the OC was saying, and you were saying once before, so you ain't going to take our deal. So, okay, we going to put you out in the X. We going to let you know that you don't have to be there. We don't have to sign you. We don't have to extend you. But last time I checked, then you have all this leverage, according to what Jerry said. And for the last couple of years, Stephen, haven't you said that this man is the future? And here come to find out you're displaying this type of behavior. But this also shows that dysfunction is a big issue going on in that Jones family, man. And it's just silly to me, man. If I was Dak, whatever they do, I'd probably just sit out and see how far they're going to take with it, because that right there, it's a plus and it's a minus. But overall, it's pretty insulting. And Dak, you shouldn't have to accept that.
Excellent point, man. Dak definitely don't have to accept that. And it's a couple of things I think about it. First, I want to kind of talk me off a cliff, because if it was an oversight, it's something real ugly going on. Because there are some times in corporate environments to where people can be out for you. Let's also talk about that. There could be sometimes to where people are out for you. Derek Egerton could have taken a break, his time off, and sometimes people know it's going to reflect bad upon the leader, and they release it. And you the one that got to take the hit for it. That could have happened. But I still doubt it, because this is your first sneak peek intro after the Super Bowl. You telling me there's no checks and balances? Are you telling me that a North Texas intern was just responsible for single-handedly going through all the channels and just releasing this on all the Dallas Cowboy social media platforms with no oversight? Nah. So even though I could even try to give you a pass, we can't. Like, even if we try to have your back, we can't, because there's no logical reason to do it. And it's a couple of things that get frustrating. I'm gonna point to one, and I want to get y'all opinion on it. I don't like how we talk to like we're stupid. Like, it was like Zeke who didn't just happen. Didn't we just see Zeke who? We just saw that. So, like, let me show y'all a conversation real quick that kind of frustrated me, okay? Just a little bit. Ben Rogers is a writer, and he's a writer for blogging The Boys. And he said the idea of Steven and Jerry hunkered over an editing bay working on this is laughable. I regret stepping into this. Like he's saying that like it's so common sense, I don't even have to step into this. Feel like an absolute idiot. Not how they work. Believe this was an honest mistake, nothing more. And then Derek said, a dumb, honest mistake will be better. So that's the part I don't like. Don't talk to us like we have no reasons to look at Jerry and Steven sideways. That's, I'm not like beating them up, but man, that's real company man talk. Like, I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not, and none of us trying to hear that. We sick. We just saw them throw our best under the bus, and they acting like Jerry and them just wouldn't do it. And then he put words in everybody's mouth. What'd he say? The idea of Steven and Jerry hunkered over. Nobody said that. Nobody said they're hunkered over. But they can show seeing the assignment. Stop fast talking, man. That's fast talking. That ain't cool. You talking to the fans like we stupid. And you talking to us like we have not seen horrible bus throwing procedures happen to our best. And even if we tripping, hey, we got that echo, Tavis.
I know. Uh-oh.
Hey, we go fix it. Go back to however you had it. However you had it was perfect. But going back to what I was saying, this the thing that's frustrating. Is when you treating us like we have absolutely no reason to say, man, come on. Like, this is, like, Jerry and them were just innocent. It was a mistake, nothing more. You put Aikman in there. Aikman was in the video. So somebody went and put Emmett and Aikman video. We saw the Browns in the video. Who went off that game? Who was the absolute best player of that game? Yeah, go ahead, OC, man.
I mean, okay, so let's go with the ideal that this thing was a true accident. We got that echo, boss. But let's say it was. That is still a testament of how poorly the Cowboys as an organization handle public media matters, right? It's still a discreditment to how you have run and handled things in the public eye, how you've handled public persona, how you've handled media relations as it relates to key personnel, i.e. the last few years, Dak Prescott. So even if it is an oversight, even if that's actually true, let's just go with that for a quick second.
Yeah,
even if that's actually true, right? Let's just go with it just for conversation's sake. If that is the case, it is still a high red flag alert to how sloppily and lack of checks and balances and lack of discretion that you have in different departments of your organization. So it still says something that's not good about you, even if you say that it's a mistake, and let's pretend I believe you. It's still bad.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how you spin it.
Yeah,
it's still bad.
Hey, I'm not trying to beat up people, but man, it's like, nah, don't treat us like we don't have no reasons to be like we tired, man. Like, that's all it comes down to. It's gonna be some people that's gonna toe the company man line. It is. It's gonna be some people that don't matter what Jerry and them do, they're gonna always back them. That's just what they are. They company people, and they're gonna go the safe way to try to advance. That's what, and the safe way is to kiss the ring. And that's exactly what we said we'll never be on this show. We will never be people that's gonna be so disloyal that we're gonna be devoted. That's exactly why we say that at the end of every show, is that we're never going to be devoted to the point to where we're going to just not tell them what they need to hear. We just go pass over to say, ew, they just the people that's thinking they're standing over. No, nobody's saying that. We just saying this the last guy that waited. Everybody is enumerated but him, and he's the best out of all of them. He should have been the first, and he's the last. Oh, we don't have a reason to be angry. We don't, even if it's innocent. We tired of the fumbles. This is equal to a fumble in the fourth quarter. The main guy that you have to close, you're saying you forgot about.
But listen, Boss Cowboy, there is a positive to this, okay? There's a positive to this. And so, positive aspect that this continues to reinforce for Dak Prescott, because I'm a personal fan of his, even beyond the Cowboys. And so here's the whole deal with this thing, that he has won the crowd. Yeah. Through the Cowboys' action, he has won the crowd, Boss Cowboy. Ooh. And so Cowboy fans will follow him no matter where he goes. And thus, he has eternally won his freedom, because the more they draw this out, the more they mistreat Dak, the more they don't put him in media blasts and talk about him and innuendo on social media, all those type of stuff, the more and more and more and more and more and more and more credibility he gains in the public eye. So it doesn't matter what Dak Prescott does now, public, the national media, and even Boss Cowboy Sports pretty much will have his back, because we'll say, yes, he's justified to hold out. Yes, he's justified not to report. Yes, he's justified on almost anything he does football related. And he's going to be endeared to the American culture and fan base that follow the Cowboys no matter where he goes, based on how they are treating him. So really, Cowboys, what you're doing, Cowboys front office, is you are giving more and more leverage to Dak Prescott, and you are creating a folklore legend based upon his character and competency while you continue to fumble this ball.
Man, my boy D.A. Lee. Hold on real quick. Let me test Tavis. Let's test Tavis' system. Go ahead, Keystone. Let me see what you got. Make sure that echo gone. Go ahead. Let's test it.
1 2 1 2 testing.
Go. No talk. I'm saying, what's your opinion? Not no test like that.
Got you.
Go ahead.
My bad.
No, you.
Yeah.
What's that testing? 1 2 3. Hey man, that's how you know we live. We not half live. We live. Go ahead.
Got you.
Sound good.
Thank you. With all that being said, man, I'm just sitting here like, okay, you expect us to think that when it comes to these contracts, when you had a D-Law, you had a contract when it was his time for Zeke, and now Dak, it seemed like them two, or I say them three, it's like they always had a somewhat of a slap in the face in the media, because they know it's time for that revenue to come out. And I'm just sitting here looking like nobody don't want to sit here and keep listening to y'all bashing us as far as fans to think we're supposed to believe what you're telling us, when you know that these are the valuable pieces that we need on our team and you don't want to pay them. That doesn't make any sense to me. So if push come to shove, if you don't want to pay them, just let them go. But don't sit there and be feeding the media a whole bunch of this and that and third and want to make them look like they the bad guy. And I'm sitting here looking like, with Dak's situation, don't you always supposed to double check your work first before you put it out there in the open? Especially when we're talking about media. Yes. Since if everybody wants to sit and think that it's somewhat of a mistake, you might want to double check your work first. I mean, yeah, that's beyond a mistake. That's you not doing your job. That's you not going over your layout to make sure everything is done and done right before you press it out there. And for y'all to sit there and say, okay, you put your foot in my tongue about how you added Jerry and Steven to it. Push come to shove, who knows? They probably might have gave you permission to do it. Because I'm starting to be a little sold on it, because what I'm hearing in the past with Zeke, and D-Law not being Von Miller, I mean, let's just tell it like it is. And how you really let Amari go to Washington.
Oh, slow down. Hold on. Tell that story. Go ahead. Tell it.
Yeah. it came contract time with him. You know, he was bought up. Did you want to pay him or not? I guess it came to him going over there, and now y'all want to give out a couple dollars. Now you want to do contract talk now.
I gotta steal your point on that, man. I'm shady. I gotta steal your point. Yes, indeed. Keystone in the house.
And Keystone brought up a real good point. This
Man, hold on. Nobody can steal that point but me. I already stole it from him first.
No, this was something else, but go ahead. Go ahead, boss. Go ahead.
Yeah,
funny,
man.
Go
No, man. Because I was listening to my boy Cooper Instagram the other day to my boy Keystone Point. And Keystone raised a sick point on that. We play very dangerous games because Amari talked about the opportunity to play for Washington. He talked about it being more money. He said the only reason he didn't go was because the bird in hand was better than two in the bush. That was him playing with Dak Prescott. That was his bird in hand. Meaning, if he was about the money, we would have lost him because we was playing games. Boy, you killed that point. Go ahead, OC, man, because I'm going to head this back to Keystone in a minute. Because golly, Keystone killed that one. Go ahead, OC. Talk me off the cliff.
No, I'm not talking you off the cliff. I'm pushing you off the cliff because that's 2,000% what it is, man. Go ahead and hit rock bottom because that's where the Cowboys will be when they got to try to go and find another quarterback after Dak Prescott walks. They keep on doing this nonsense. That's what's going to end up happening. And the only quick thing I was going to say was this. Here's a question, Boss Cowboy, and just answer this. It's just a one-word answer, right? Boss Cowboy, are we currently a $1 billion organization?
Yes.
Or no,
yes.
Our show.
Yes.
No, our show.
On our show?
Yes.
By faith we are, but in reality, no.
No, okay. So we're not a $1 billion organization, right? Right to this point. Not in the natural, not right now. But are the Cowboys literally today, are they a $1 billion organization?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you mean to tell me. So, okay, let me ask another question. So, Boss Cowboy.
Yeah, I'm loving the questions. I'm loving the questions. Please
didn't we look at the cut and a variety of cuts for our own intro video?
Oh yeah, man.
So we did that, right?
Cuts for yes, okay.
We did that, right? Okay.
Oh, we really did. We looked at a lot of cuts for our intro video and outro video.
That's true. Okay, so you mean to tell me that we looked at our cuts, our intro, our outro?
Yeah.
And $1 billion organization that's the right that is number one rated in terms of value for any organization, sports organization in the world. You mean to tell me that they didn't edit their work? To Keystone's point.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me that nobody really understood that it was an oversight? Come on, man. Get out of town, man.
Get out of town, man. Kicks rocks. Boy, listen, man, I'm going to go ahead and show your face right now. Do what you was just doing. I'm going to show your face. Go ahead. This is the real Keystone, right? Hey, I'm going to show the real Keystone. One more time, Keystone. One more time. The real one. No smiles or nothing. Hey, we not showing the cut. We gonna go back to the Grand Theft Auto one real quick because he looked like he was on the toilet. I don't want to embarrass my guy, but yeah. Let me bring up kind of one more thing that kind of goes to the point real quick because shout out to Mike Fisher. Mike Fisher, he shared another one of my tweets, and I always appreciate that because whenever you get somebody on the level of Mike Fisher to share your tweet. That's not necessarily co-signing what you say, but sometimes the point of Twitter is to say, you know, and he kind of gave me on because he shared this after I responded to him because he put out a great question. He said, first, and y'all make sure y'all follow Mike Fish. He said, parlor game, pretend you're a Dak Prescott. I love this too. I was like, very impressive, Fish. He said, pretend you're a Dak Prescott. would you be a bit pissed at the Cowboys? Right? That's just a fair question. I don't think he was fishing for drama on that. That's just a fair question. And I answered. I said, great question. And the answer is hell yes, I would be upset. Another example of the straw that stirs the drink, seemingly forgotten during contract talks. We remember Zeke, who, and sick of headlines off the back of our best players. You know? So, but I do appreciate him for sharing that thought, because a lot of us feel like that. We sick. It's not about the mistake. It's about, man, we sick of it. It's like, Zeke, at the time when y'all did that, you were saying he was the straw that stirs the cup. You were saying that. And you chose to do the guy that you said was the straw that stirs the cup. You publicly said Zeke who for Pollard, who was just coming in. He was just playing preseason. Zeke was the 3-time potential running champion, and definitely would have been if it wasn't for the false suspension. Bottom line. So you got a 3-time rushing champion. Yes, I said 3. I know it's 2, but I'm giving it 3 because I feel like he really deserved it. 3. You got a 3-time consecutive rushing champ that you said, who, 2? And we supposed to be like, that's cute. This is when he was getting ready to go into the season. Nah, man. That's not putting football first, and we sick of it, man.
But you know what, Boss Cowboy?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what, Boss Cowboy?
Mm-hmm.
I got a sneaking suspicion. See, I know an adrenaline junkie when I see him.
Oh, man.
And the Joneses are adrenaline junkies.
You think so?
You see, yeah, this gives them adrenaline. This excites them. They like the art of the deal. They like the cat and mouse game. Remember, Jerry Jones came where it's very, very high stakes from the oil industry. Remember, he put his all into purchasing the Cowboys back, I believe, in 1988. Remember? Yeah. So he's used to rolling the dice. He's a man that has had immense success from living on the edge. So this is just a part of his personality and a part of that family makeup, Boss Cowboy, and what he has to do to keep himself engaged and to keep this thing interesting. I think if he just did status quo, actually, I honestly believe that they would be bored. Because that's not the culture of them as a family, Boss Cowboy. They're used to rolling the dice. They're used to keeping things interesting. Adrenaline junkies. You know what I'm talking about, Boss Cowboy, being an ex-player. And us living a lifestyle that we used to live just in some regards, we were just straight up adrenaline junkies. We'd do stuff for the thrill of it, do stuff for the risk. Even if it may cost us dearly, we would still do that stuff. Yeah. This is a businessman that is used to high stake, a business family that is used to high stakes, that loves attention, that has great entertainment value, and the adrenaline junkie in them can cause them to do these things, but it also can cause them to lose. But they feel like at the end, they're so confident in themselves, they're so confident in their system, that at the end of the day, they feel like that ultimately I can play these games with whoever I want, because it's money, it's power, it's prestige, and obviously a large amount of ego that I can make up for it on the end by just paying somebody, and guess what? I won't lose. That's what this is, Boss Cowboy.
Yeah, Keystone. We was talking before the show. You had a question. You asked the question. You said, who do we put the non-exclusive tag on? I want you to kind of talk about that and kind of give us your thoughts on that.
Non-exclusive tag. If I had a player to put it on, I know some people might not agree with me, and I'm cool with that too. But I'm only saying this because I feel we get value from it, and that's Michael Gallup. If we put a non-exclusive tag on him and try to put him out there and at least try to get at least another third rounder or probably a second round, depending on which team are willing to take it, because there are some teams that need a receiver like the Jets. That's a prime example. You know, they always been talking about the Jets, you know, from back then, the last season or so. We always was talking about putting them on a trading block anyway. But I was saying, at least, could we at least value from him? Because, you know, we always have trouble valuing, or at least try to get another pick out of it and try to get another piece just in case for injury situations, depending on what the position it is that's mostly needed. That was my whole purpose of me stating that. But
Yeah, and this is the only reason I would probably have a problem with doing a non-exclusive tag on Gallup. It's because if you put the non-exclusive tag on that, you're not gonna even likely even look at that to after this season, because you would use it to retain him next year. So I see what you're saying. You thinking a year out, and I will wait to see how he does after this year, because if he ball out, yeah, I'll be for that. And a good thing about the non-exclusive tag is it does give you an evaluation of what he's really worth. And they didn't do a tag on Carr, but they did kind of do something similar to that, where they sent him out into the open market and he came back humble. I mean, that's creative to try to retain him. I think with him, I would still even entertain a normal tag, because I wouldn't want to risk losing him. Well, yeah, I can see. You kind of a year early on that. Can we talk about that next year, man? Don't be talking about stuff next year. I want to bring up something, though, real quick, too, man, that's also related to us. But before we do, I want to take one more comment about this from my boy E. Kush. I think he killed his comment. My boy said, I'm tired of them putting distractions and obstacles in our way to having a winning season. Yeah. Yeah, E. Let me read the rest of it, because I have to look at it over here to read it. He said, you say you want to win. You say you want a Super Bowl. Move out of the way, and just sign the checks and shut up. That's what E. Kush said. And I agree with that. You know, it's like we at least want one off season where you're not talking, Dallas. Can you just give us one where you're not talking? Like where you just let football be first. Like that. The comment that get on my nerves the worst is the comment, if you knew what I would sign, well, how much I would give away if I could pay for a Super Bowl, y'all would be shocked. It's like, no, Jerry, we're asking, everything we asking you to do is free. It's free, Jerry. Like, being quiet is free. Not talking about your best players and Zeke who is free. It don't cost anything to do those steps. It doesn't.
But it's not as fun, Boss Cowboy.
Yeah,
it doesn't scratch my drooling itch.
He said he's willing to pay. The cost is free.
But I get
give up your
bored.
fun. Yeah, we get it.
If I don't say nothing, I'm bored. If I don't get an interview a week, I feel neglected, like the world doesn't know that I'm the owner of the Cowboys.
Gotcha.
This is not fun. I got to do something to keep it fun for myself. I need to get my kicks. I got to get my jollies somewhere. Give me something.
I got you. I'm going to move to the next point real quick. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry about that, OC.
No, you fine.
I want to talk about this in relation to us, and then I'm going to go to you, Keystone. Mike Evans willing to take a pay cut to keep the Buccaneers together. You know, that's been going out. You know, it's a lot of stuff. And then Bruce Aaron put out there, and we talking about this. We don't care about what's outside us. We talking about this in relation to us. Never think that we bringing up others because we interested outside of the NFL. I don't care about this, but I care about this, what it mean to us. So we go address it, because I've been hearing a lot about this. Mike Evans is the most unselfish superstar I've ever met. He's told us to use some of his money if we need to keep the team together. He's so unselfish. He's so unselfish. And so I've been hearing a lot of Cowboy fans. I've been hearing a lot of people. Dak need to do that. We need more players like that. Man, what's your thoughts on that, Keystone?
What is there really for him to do? What cut can you take? He don't even have no deal. So why would anybody even say some mess like that? Now, I can understand if Mike Evans is willing to do that with Arians and all them to keep that team alive.
He was talking about Dak.
I would never take... Oh, Dak. Okay. Now,
no,
that, I mean...
I would say you was talking about Dak.
Oh, yeah, saying as far as that, you know, wanting to take a cut But what cut would he take if he ain't got no deal? He's not even signed. He has no extension. So what cut would he give? So why would anybody even fix their mouth to say some mess like that? I could understand if he had Russell Wilson money. I could understand if he had Aaron Rodgers money. As a matter of fact, going into next year, I could understand if he had Ben Roethlisberger money. Now, that'd be something worth talking about.
Talk.
But you got a man that's fighting and continue to be insulted to get a deal. What cut is there for him to give? What, you want some of his endorsement money? I mean, what's left?
Oh man, hold on, bro. You can't go hard like that, man. Like, man, we got my butt. Like I gotta show him, man. Listen, that boy's real life on the toilet, y'all. I'm telling you. No, he not on the toilet.
That's cold, boss.
No, I'm messing with him, man. He grinding for the team, man. Listen. Boy, Tavis Keystone going off today, man. I can't handle it. It's too many facts. But
well,
what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, here's the thing. Mike Evans is willing to take a cut to keep the team together. Here's a question. What did that team do?
Just one.
Oh, they won the Super Bowl.
Right.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. Going back to the Brady way of things, right? We talked about this a couple shows back now. And hey, yeah, he wants to keep the nucleus of that team together while they're young enough to go on another run or two. And Brady, in my estimation, has a good 2, maybe 3 years of good ball left in him before he gets out of here, based on how he takes care of his body. So absolutely. And what's a pay cut? Give me more guaranteed money. Don't be fooled by that statement. Mike Evans is going to win on some part of that contract. I mean, it may not be total overall guarantee. It may not be, total years, but it's going to be something. It's going to be average per. It's going to be some way he's going to win on that contract, right? So here's the deal. Why in the world would Dak Prescott sign a team-friendly deal when you have a team who didn't even make the playoffs? It makes no sense. There's no legitimate justification for that man to take any type of pay cut whatsoever. Did we make it to the NFC Championship? No. Did we make it to the playoffs? No. Did we win a game in the playoffs? No. Did we go to the Super Bowl? No. Did we win a Super Bowl? Triple no. Why would he take a pay cut? For what? To keep what together? You might as well blow up the whole thing besides the offense, especially on several parts of that defense, to even make us relevant. Come on, man.
The worst part of this whole thing to me is that this is shadiness on epic levels. And I don't think a lot of people see it. I'm going to throw up the American flag. Because you know who's shady on this? Bruce Arians is shady as can be. I don't care what nobody say. Because first of all, Bruce, you saying that from a private conversation, you couldn't wait to put that in the public so that you can put pressure on him to keep his word. This man coming off a Super Bowl, he's in adrenaline of winning. He's feeling euphoric, and he says this coming to you. And instead of talking about the Lombardi, the first thing you want to do is use leverage against one of your best to get him to come in cheap. Man, these boys ain't SHIT, man. Excuse me. I mean, it just get on my nerves, and a lot of people don't excuse me for, like, that's my one curse word for the day. But man, it get on my nerves, bro. Like, are you serious? Like, you put that in the public, that's a private conversation. Man, every one of these boys shady. I don't care what nobody say. And then what makes me sicker to my whole stomach is our boys already team friendly. We begging for stuff we already got. That's what get on my nerves, man. We the most ungrateful ass fan. Excuse me. We the most ungrateful fan base, man. I'm sick of it too. Look what Tyron Smith getting, man. This is why y'all need to come to Boss Cowboy Sports. We go keep it all the way 100. Man, we getting a top 5. I don't care if he only played 8 games a year. You paying $12 million for this guy, and we've been saying it over and over on Boss Cowboy Sports that every one of our guys are team friendly. We've been saying that. It's the truth. Every one of our guys that we've ever signed have been team friendly. Every one of them. And we look at outsiders and we covet it. And it get on my nerves, bro. It get all the way on every bit of my nerves. I wish our guys was like Mike Evans. They already like Mike Evans. Appreciate what you got, man. Appreciate what you got. Now, we not saying don't critique Tyron. We not saying don't critique our guys. But every one of our guys have sold their whole souls for this star. And if any one of them take any downturn, we are truly ready to piss on our own guys. For guys that's outside of us. And it make me totally sick, man. Can I just say it? Talk me off a cliff. Yeah, Keystone.
Yeah.
Let me give it to
Go ahead.
Keystone real quick. He been waiting in the cup, man. I know he ready to throw some hands on this. Go ahead, Key.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it a little short because when I was looking at that, when he had 12 point some odd million for 8 years, I'm like, what in the world is going on here? If you ask me, I'm thinking the Joneses, they're hustlers, man. Because if you giving them all them years, they're taking your prime years for the low. They're hustlers. They live off of that good old slogan, where I come from. I got it for cheap.
Man, Keystone, I could not even say it much better than that. All right, put the slide back up, Boss Cowboy. Put the slide back up.
It's up. It's up.
I want everybody to really take a close look at this. Tyron Smith signed this contract in 2014. In 2014. It's 2021. Okay, before Tyron Smith started having injuries, he would have got an extension or another contract probably in somewhere around 2017 based upon his Pro Bowl all-world type performance all these years. Okay, so Tyron Smith is paid like a starting nickel cornerback in today's NFL. And he's at the premier position on the offensive line. Nate Solder, which is a middle of the road offensive lineman, he's not elite. He's a little bit outside of the top 10. And that's why I say he's about middle of the road. He makes 15 per. Ron Stanley. Now,
Hold on. It's one more fact on Nate Soldier. You know the saddest part? They've been in the league the same amount of years. Go ahead. 10 years, both of them. Go.
Yeah, so listen, okay, so 15 plus, so if you had to pick a tackle, now Nate Solder hasn't had as many injuries the last several years, so he's been on the field more, okay? So let me give Nate.
But he opted out for COVID.
He 100% did and got all his money. Ha ha ha! Take a season off, get all my money.
Yeah, he
get all my
out.
money.
Yeah.
Get all my money and don't have to play no games. Perfect.
Yeah, but keep going.
So,
preach.
Yeah. So check this out. But look at the contract duration. 8 years. 4 years. So look, when he signed this contract, Tyron Smith should have got an extension or a new contract in 2018 at worst and made at least 21 a year. He should have made at least Larry Tunsil money. At least. Now, Ron Stanley is a beast. He's a young lion. He's a beast, all right? He can play ball. Larry Tunsil is a beast. David Bacarteri, listen, he's a kick slide, pass blocking nut. I mean, that boy keeps his quarterback clean. He has great feet and he's adequate to run game. Yeah, listen, he has great feet. Yeah. Great feet, though. Adequate in the run game. He's making 23 per. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? This is absurd.
That's not even team friendly. That's insulting.
Hey, listen. Okay, and also let's look at this slide too. Besides the Giants, you know who's making the playoffs on a consistent basis? The Ravens, the Texans with Deshaun Watson. They're not gonna have him for long. Oh, and also Green Bay. So I mean,
Tunsil built them. Look how bad Tunsil bent over the Texans. He got $22 million for 3 years.
Hey, I love him. I respect the game, and I'm impressed with Tunsil too. Just a side note: he negotiated his own contract.
Yeah, he slapped.
And that was after he got about 30-40 million out of the Dolphins before he came to.
And
Texas.
they gave 2 first rounders for Tunsil. Man, Tunsil done tore up the Texas single-handedly, man. But I want to go to another topic real quick. Orlando Brown. Now we talking about tackle. Orlando Brown wants to be the future left tackle. Let's think creative. Would this be a good pick for Dallas to start the future of the next left tackle, or do we be appreciative of the discount that we're currently getting with the 2 swing tackles that we currently have, which I think is a great plus, having Knight and Steele young? Or do you go with this?
Knight.
Go ahead, OC, and I'm gonna put on some tape of this guy. Just go ahead, talk through.
No. So we looking at this big old hammer over here. He's playing right tackle right now. And so
left.
what we look.
No.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Left. He's 78. That's right. Left. All right. So this big old strong long dude. First of all, this boy has something called bloodline. Okay, bloodline. His dad, okay, Brown Senior, played for 10 years in the NFL with the Raiders. All right. And played with a couple other teams, played the offensive tackle position. So the thing that you notice about him is that he's extremely long, right? He's not the fastest footed dude. He doesn't have the quick feet and the lateral movement that someone like our tackle has, okay, Tyron Smith. But what he does have is the length and the strength to keep defenders at bay. So even look at him here, right? Feet not extremely fast, but he's so big, he just swallows you up. He's 360 pounds. He's 6'8". He's humongous, right? He reminds me of the tackle from the Jets, McKeel, the first-round pick out of Louisville that plays left tackle for the Jets that came out last year. So he reminds me of that guy. So, yeah, he's a young lion. He got a lot of good years left.
But would you do it?
Would I do it? I would do it, but I don't think the Cowboys would do it. He's a definite upgrade over Lewis, right? He plays, he doesn't miss games. He's young, he's very durable versus a Tyrod Smith, right? So, I mean, he's a definite option. I would do it. I don't think the Cowboys will do it. But we look at him here at the left tackle position. I mean, he has adequate feet, right? Look at his feet, right? He does some reaching and lunging, but look how long his arms are, and he recovers, right? So he oversets the dude and he recovers, all right? Let's look at some more tape here at the top of the screen, left tackle, right? All right, so look at him. All right, up here. All right, he gets 2 quick steps. Look at his length. Look at his length. And so he stops the rush because he's so big. He has such long arms. Basically, he's the kind of tackle, he swallows you up. He's so large, and he has quick enough feet, not super quick, but quick enough, right? So look at this cut. Bop, bop. There it is. Boop, punch. There it is. It's over. 2 steps, bop, bop, punch. That's it. That's all he's doing. He go kick. He go get them big, long arms on you. And notice how long his arms are, Boss Cowboy. So when he extends on you, you can't get into his body, and it's hard to get into counter moves as a defensive end against him. All right, look at him again right here. You'll see what I'm talking about. So in the run game, adequate. Look, he's adequate. He go bump you, cover you up. He's not go pancake a lot of guys, but he's adequate in the run game, right? Boom. He's up on Jalen. Jalen is blocked. Jalen's not making that tackle. Jalen got scared on that. Jalen looked like, oh my God. Look at him. So here he is again, the run and play action. Again, he's quick enough
man,
to cover.
OC, man, you ain't finna break down all these plays. You crazy in the mud.
Hey, man,
don't
hey,
ever put no film on with the OC. Golly. He will take the whole show over. Stop
play
it.
action pass, baby. Hey, I am the OC.
No more. Listen. No, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm never gonna put on some film. You ready to break down these plays? Like, oh look,
the people enjoy it, Boss Cowboy. Okay, so put it in the chat if you like the breakdown. Put it in the chat if you like the breakdown. If you like us to talk
not doing breakdown. That wasn't even what we were talking about. We was talking about would he be a good time to maybe have that discussion, because left tackle is sometimes. I'm not even talking to you no more. See, Tavis, we going to you. The next one on you. All right, this guy. This one on you. Bouye! Go T.
You talking about AJ Bouye? This got released.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's an upgrade. He has veteran experience. value going to be? Because we all know how the Joneses are. They made it clear that they are not going above market value. Anything that's at least at market value or below, especially below, they'll take their chances. But we can sure use another corner over there on the side of Trevon Diggs' chances with, because we've been one of them before. Back then, when he was a free agent, we was talking
pretty much all of the toughest assignments. This is him on Thomas. They don't make that play, but once again, leaves no window at all. And he's going to be cheap. He's not going to cost a lot. I think this is like one of a potential perfect Stephen Jones type of free agent. Now, this play right here, I don't like because I feel like he lost containment. And I know you can't lose containment in corner. That's the one play that I kept seeing as I was watching film on him, is he would occasionally lose containment. So I wanted to get your opinion on him, OC. What's your thoughts?
I think he's a value free agent. That's what I think. I think he's a solid cover corner. I think that he's fundamentally sound in the pass game. I think that he's sound in his fundamentals to where he's always going to have a chance to make a play, and that's what you want with your DBs, right? I don't think he's not garbage. There he is right there. But, I think that if he likes Denver, right? If he likes Denver, or if he has an opportunity to go to what's perceived as a more competitive franchise, I think that he does that in free agency actually versus the Cowboys. But if we can get him, we need to get him.
Right on. So our last topic that I want to talk about is one of the kind of every now and then you find an article, okay? An article where, to me, they let out some secret sauce. See, when you listening to the insiders and people who have the cell phone of Steven and Jerry, like there's a cycle of NFL analysts that they like to leak their information to. So I was actually reading one of Patrick Walker's articles. We go kind of break it down because he was talking about the hope to avoid the tag, and we go talk about the tag and all of that. We go try to get through it quick though, but we go do a lot of reading, but it's important. One of the things that we go break down, he said he's long since been back to rehabbing and prepping for 2021, going so far as to recently tell All-Pro running back Ezekiel Elliott to hold my crutches. We all remember that, as he works up lather from his return. Now, all told, I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna just keep going. Prescott is not only ahead of schedule in his rehabilitation. I think he was saying all his sources told him that. I think that's what he was saying. But the prediction of owner, so he's saying this is the source. This is probably somebody that's in that all category. Jerry Jones, that the 27-year-old is expected to be better than ever. Makes this much more sense given what he knew, but most didn't. And that Prescott's right ankle will potentially be better than it was before he fractured it. I want to get y'all thoughts on that real quick. Obviously, OC, you can kind of take that first. Is that this is saying he's sounding like he's talked to Jerry and Steven, and what they're saying is they're expecting him to be better than what he was in terms of the strength in his ankle. The reason why I want you to take that question, because you actually suffered an ankle injury in college. I remember it, OC. Can you expound on that?
Yeah, absolutely. And so what I actually did was separate the ligaments from my ankle bone. Right. And so, that takes time to heal. And so I got 2 platinum screws put into that ankle so that the ligaments could heal up properly. What Dak Prescott suffered was different than my injury. It was a fracture, right? Which I also suffered one of those in my tibia, and it was a clean fracture that didn't require any type of surgery. So what happens with that clean fracture, man, or any type of fracture, is that actually with proper rest and recovery, even if it's surgery, then you're going to heal stronger than before, because your bone does something called calcification. That's a fancy word for that. It grows bone around the area that was broken. So it heals stronger. And with the advancement in technology and rehab, and also the determination and the will of a player and a person like Dak Prescott, yeah, he's going to be back better than ever. Yeah, he's going to be strong as crap. I'm not worried about Dak Prescott coming back from this injury. I'm worried about the ability of the Cowboys to pay this man and to pay this man quickly. But in terms of physically, he's going to be fine.
Got you. This next part, I'm gonna jump this off with Keystone, because it's a very good article, man. I'm gonna tell y'all need to go follow Patrick on this one and follow him, period. Because as one of the insiders, I met Patrick, and one thing I know about Patrick from watching him work, man, he probably one of the hardest working insiders we got. We was at SportsCon. When I tell you, man, he was asking like question back to back to back to back. If a frog had the mic, he was gonna ask him. But anyway, he's one of the most factual, I would say, insiders. So that's one of the reasons why I follow him. So anyway, this part kind of interests me, and it's gonna get better and better as we read. He said, "This is why the Cowboys have zero qualms about dishing out what will be a historic deal." So he basically saying that from his view that it looked like they really anxious to get it done. He said if the two sides can finally come to terms after the two failed attempts in 2 consecutive off seasons, the team hasn't wavered one iota in proclaiming Prescott is the future of the organization months after attempting to coax him into a deal that was a 1 year longer than what he committed to. So he's saying that was the breakdown. They like to get a deal done before the franchise tag deadline, and that's March 9th, in early March, to avoid having to tag him a second time of $37.7 million to buy time for additional negotiations, and will soon. So basically he's saying pretty soon they're going to reignite talks after having not yet done so while they seek additional clarity on the salary cap. So, Keystone, what you got on that, my brother?
What I got on that, if both sides can at least get the years and the guaranteed money together, I don't think it really shouldn't be no problem on why they would get together and get along with the future, so we can stop getting sick and tired of hearing this over and over and over again for the past, 2 years? So that was the issue that was going on before. It was the length of the contract and it was the guaranteed money. So my thing is, get that together. And I just hope that both sides really come together as one and get it together, man. Because if you're saying that this man is the future, if you're saying this man has the leverage, just give the man his 4 years that he wants. His 4 years, that's all he's asking. And at least try to make sure it's guaranteed money and match with his 4 years. I give him half with 3 years guaranteed money. But everybody wants to point the finger at Ty France for that. At the end of the day, I was riding with him for that. Because he would able to do his job, and he wouldn't do his job thoroughly if he would have accepted that deal that was thrown in front of them. So he played his position, but when it all comes down to it, man, just get the years and the guaranteed money together, man. And let's just move on and get it out of the way so we can start figuring ways to value more players.
Right. And then I'm going to read this third part. He said, of course, the Cowboys and Prescott will both like to avoid a third drawn-out negotiation attempt and the latter's willingness to get on the phone with the team. Let me pause right there. Y'all heard that? Mm-hmm. See, that didn't come out. See, he snuck that out. Mm-hmm. See, you gotta see. This is why you gotta follow sometimes them insiders. I watched him work. See, Patrick is gonna ask where another journalist might try to get in 2 questions. He go sneak in about 6. I promise you. I watched him work, man, up close. He go try to get as many questions in there as possible. Okay, like absolutely no doubt. Have y'all heard anything about a phone conversation that they wanted? Let me read this again. Of course, the Cowboys and Prescott will both like to avoid a third drawn-out negotiation attempt and the latter's willingness to get on the phone with team executive Stephen Jones in an attempt to hash out an agreement in the final moments ahead of the previous July 15th deadline. Let's talk about that, because ain't nobody talk. We gonna keep reading too, because there's more to it. Believe me.
Yeah. This goes to what we already knew. This goes to what was already leaked through his brother on Twitter and also other media outlets that, man, Dak Prescott is not feeling these boys. He wouldn't even talk to him. He wouldn't even talk to him.
I don't think it's that, OC.
I think it is that. I think he wasn't.
No. I'm going to tell you why I don't think it's that. I don't think it's personal. Let me tell you why. Okay. Anybody, okay, let me say it like this. If you hired a lawyer, would you go defend yourself?
Absolutely not. I'm with you. Correct. I'm with you.
So, and when I looked at the history of Steven closed Tank team friendly because he got him on the phone. That's exponential pressure on that player. The way that the player can stay in good graces is you gotta let your agent
representative
be bad
represent
cop.
you.
Yes, because once you in it, the pressure of talking to your boss is just natural, and you don't want to come across like I'm in it. So they was basically saying, which didn't come out. What was everybody saying? They didn't get the deal done because, you know, it was about the year and they ran out of time. Patrick snuck something else out.
Yeah, that was strategy on Stephen Jones' part to gain
try
control.
To close. And they call that table closing. That's table closing. And I was in an entrepreneurship program, and these are millionaires. That was my instructor in my instructors were multimillionaires. He was telling us about these type of negotiations. You know what they call this from a multi-million-dollar level? A closing bomb. They call it a closing bomb. So that's where you get to the table. Everybody have agreed, and at the last second you say, well, I don't know. I gotta have this part. They was trying to do a closing bomb on Dak, and that's why you can't go for the okie doke stuff that's leaked by the Joneses sources. So when you see it was about the years, that's the Joneses sources saying that. Patrick let out something else. He didn't get on the phone. So you telling me y'all didn't close this deal? And y'all not closing this out? Because the man is letting his agent do his job? Go ahead, OC. I know you got something on that.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, and you're correct. I'm pivoting off of that because you are seeing it correctly. Yeah, he has to let his representative do that dirty work, and it's harder to negotiate with the representative than it is with the player. 100% of the time, even when you get into the legal stuff, right? It's much harder to negotiate with a lawyer than an actual person because the person is emotionally invested, right? Is emotionally invested, right?
Hold on, bro. Hold on. Man, go ahead.
Yeah, and so this takes the emotion out of Dak Prescott because probably, and this also plays into another really good point, Boss Cowboy, which may have been the reason why he had to change agents to try to get his deal done, because I can perceive that his agent may have gotten too close to the Cowboys. Too close to where they wasn't strong enough. They begin to develop rapport and relationship. These are savvy business guys. They know how to buddy up and have a drink with you and hang out with you. Go play some golf with you. Whatever it takes to build the rapport for leverage in business. These guys are savvy. They have to get with a strong negotiation pool because it could have been Boss Cowboy that that the agent was not being the bodyguard, and that they were coming straight to Dak. And then he cut all that out by hiring a super strong negotiation agent that could actually get a deal together for him. That's what I think.
Check this. So let's keep reading it. Trust me, this is all worth it, man. This is why you should follow this page, man. We do real research on here, man. And I think we decode it pretty good, too. That's also a secret sauce of this show. That's why you should absolutely follow this. Follow us, for sure. The same could be probably said for Jerry, who a source noted. See, listen, y'all, Patrick was on the inside on this one. And I don't think Patrick is go fake that. Like, because you can't put your journalistic integrity on the line hinting of sources that you don't have. You'll be out the industry. You know what I mean? You'll be out the industry, man. And he not playing that game. I don't see Patrick as that type at all. But shoot, I'm just going to decipher the tea leaves as I see them. But reading this some more, and let's talk about it. The same could probably be said for Jerry, whose source noted has keen to allow Steven. Now listen to this. Noted was keen to allow Stephen Jones control over the QB's negotiations in the last 2 rounds, but knows he's dangerously close to losing his franchise quarterback in a landscape wherein he's proven himself the only elite QB in his 2016 draft class. And as a 4th-round pick that cost the Cowboys only pennies on a dollar his first 4 years. Let's unpack that too. Tavis, Keystone, what you got?
Steven, knowing that that show right there, he was determined to let them know, like, either you're going to do it my way or the highway. So with that being said, you know when you play with fire, you're going to get burned. And Steven knows by keep playing with that fire, eventually he's going to get burned. But yet you continue to still go with the process. Not only that you're stubborn, but you also determined, like, look, this is what it's going to be. I don't care if it's you, I don't care if it's your agent, whatever. This is what I want, and this is what I want you to do. Other than that, it ain't going to be no deal, and that's what it'll turn out to be. It wasn't no deal. That's when Dak shouldn't have signed the franchise. You should have sat out, as far as I'm concerned. But looking at Stephen Jones and his perspective, I'm just saying to myself, like, why push? And knowing if you lose your quarterback, you're going to start all over again. Was your stubbornness really worth all of that? I mean, would you really take and look yourself in the mirror and say to myself, well, I do this all over again?
Wow.
And knowing that it could take longer to get another franchise quarterback, because the next, if I don't have that, might not be what it turned out to be.
Man,
We could be talking about another, 5, maybe 8 years till we get a whole nother one, and then got to go through a whole nother 3 or 4 more to see if you're going to go with the future with him. And by then, the quarterback market value is going to be off the roof sky high, all because you want to be stubborn and determined.
Good point, Keystone. You know, Boss Cowboy and Keystone, there's almost nothing worse than a son trying to prove himself to his father in a critical business decision. One of the first things that a son will do that have success in business negotiations is try to prove himself to be strong. That's what that uncovered. He's proven himself to be strong. Now, with that strength has to come to get the deal done. And that is why Jerry Jones, listen, is older, right? This organization has passed on to his son and to his family. He knows that. So he's trying to let him develop, right? But Jerry, what this is saying to me, if this thing don't get done soon, it actually makes me feel better too. That we actually got a real chance to get this thing done. Actually, from reading it. But it's saying to me that Jerry Jones, at the end of the day, this is what this article means to me.
That's what it means to me too.
It's a high probability he's gonna concede. He's gonna say, "Son,
tried.
Son,
you tried.
son, it's time.
It's time.
Okay, son, let's stop. Okay,
Yeah.
son, we're not doing this, son. Son, it's gonna be a private conversation. Nobody will ever know about that.
Nobody.
Okay?
You tried.
Son, it's
this
time
is still mine, son.
to get this done. So it's the wise king counseling the young and up and coming prince. But it's
Man.
nothing worse, and we've seen this fail in multiple organizations. I've seen this fail in multiple organizations where the controls of organization was passed on to a son or to a subordinate too soon, when they didn't have the wisdom to fully run the organization and make critical decisions. And I do think, to Stephen Jones's credit, he's done a fantastic job, right, with the draft and with certain key decisions. He's done a great job.
And most of the contracts.
Most of he's done a fantastic job. So this is not a slight on him, but I think on certain things that are critical to it, Daddy's gonna step in. Daddy's gonna say, "Hey, son."
Patrick, man, I'm telling you, y'all go. I'm gonna tell you the article again. I'm gonna show it to you again. I should have put it in the description box. That would have been better. And I might drop it in there, but or I'll put it on my page. Y'all go follow Patrick on this when it came out February 8th. So it's only 2 days old. But man, he dropped some nuggets in this thing, man. I'm telling you. All right, and that's what I saw too. OC is. I saw exactly what you just said, to where Jerry is getting close, according to how Patrick is interpreting it, to stepping in. And you can see where Jerry was hinting on doing that type of stuff in the past. Because I'm going to remind everybody, do y'all remember receiver by committee? How it was garbage hot boo-boo juice?
Mm-hmm.
Jerry didn't step in immediately. He was hinting, though, fix this. Mm-hmm. That's why he went to the concert with Dez. Everybody remember that? Like, Dez ain't too far. He was, Steven, get it right. Get it right. I'm giving your vision a chance. But hey, man. And what did they do? They went and got Bryce Butler. That was my boy Big Games called that shut up signings, right?
Mm-hmm.
And finally, what did Steven say on Cooper? It took an act of Congress. That means it was an internal war, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was some people that was riding with receiver by committee, and it was some other people like, say, man, abandon this dumb stuff. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you right now who was on abandon it. Will McClay was on abandon it. I'm telling you right now, because he came out on it. Because he said at the end of the season, I was the one that was like, no, we're not gonna continue this. So I read the same thing, OC, that Jerry is getting real close and to stepping in. And see, when you start seeing the brand, honestly, looking like this, see the brand, Jerry been doing a remarkable job of staying in the headlines without getting laughed at. Now we in the headlines as joke. Like at first, Stephen A built his brand and his fame by being an antagonist to Dallas. Now you got all the networks sitting back having a good old time. No, Jerry don't want his brand like that, man. I'm telling you. So, OC, I can see you itching. Go ahead, bro. What you got?
Yeah, another great point. I want to share a point that Wendy brought up, and this even goes back further. Great point, Wendy. She says that Steven put Jerry against the wall by his neck over the Romo deal.
Yeah.
So she said that previously. So I'm thinking that it goes back to a son coming up, beginning to question decisions that may have been wrong on some levels, and by that gaining more access. And it's natural. It happens in every father-son relationship. As your son gets older and gets more mature and shows some competency, you tend to listen to him a little bit more, especially if you made a bad decision on something, right? And so from that, you get, no, Dad, let's try this way. No, Dad, we need to do it like this. You have the young ingenuity ideals versus the old way of doing stuff. And I think that plays a big part in all of this stuff.
Man, Keystone, listen to DA. You got to address this before we take our last part of this article. My boy say, DA, you a nut, man. boy DA. My boy they say we have people in this organization that really believed Deontay Thompson and Allen Hurns would help this team, with a chip. Go ahead, Keystone.
That year, and we was and I agree with you, DA. And we was laughed at even more that year when we was labeled the worst wide receiver core in the league going in, and the season didn't even start yet.
Yes, indeed.
So, I mean, come on, man. See, all y'all out there, well, Jerry, when he stepped down, the team is going to be so this and so that. They're going to be A-okay. But the big question is, should y'all be concerned when Stephen Jones runs this team? That's my question to all y'all out there.
I want to take that question.
Saying, I can't wait till Jerry don't. Yeah. Go ahead, do you?
Ooh, I gotta take that question. I'm very concerned.
Yeah.
Steven take over.
I'm concerned.
Yeah, I am too. I'm not even allowed to. I am
I'm
too.
Gonna speak briefly on it. Just briefly. What concerned me about Steven, and I wrote this in my book last year. I'm gonna write it again. The greatest thing about Steven is his budgeting ability. The worst thing about Steven is his budgeting ability. The greatest thing about Jerry Jones is his loyalty. The worst thing about Jerry Jones is his loyalty. Like everybody, we all got something like that. The greatest thing about the OC is his integrity. The scariest thing about the OC is his integrity. You see what I'm saying? Because you can be integrity to where you're good with people, but then you can be so integral, have so much integrity where you're a sucker. You see what I'm saying? Everybody got something to where their greatest strength can also at the same time be their greatest weakness. My boy Alfonso raised an excellent point, man. My boy Alfonso, it was the Dion deal. See, that's a historian right there. And that's what scared me about Steven, to Keystone's point, is when I learned, and guess who did the documentary on it? Derek Ingleton. See, that don't shoot down Derek too fast. Derek did a great documentary. He the one that exposed the truth when he went backwards and showed that it was Steven that didn't want the Dion deal. How do you not want Dion?
Yeah, and that shows me a real bad pattern, boss Cowboy. What scares me, man, is a commitment to your philosophy and ideals, even when it's not working. That's what scares me about the rationale of a Stephen Jones. The commitment to your ideals, even when your ideals are not working, right? Because you can't be a unilateral thinker, okay? Unilateral thinker, basically you saying there's one way to get stuff done. It's my way or the highway, which is a little bit, to DA's point, a little bit too much pride, a little bit too much ego, and that's what I sense. That's what I sense. Do you have the ability as a leader to pivot, to make different decisions and different choices when your ideal, when your methodology in a certain area, in a certain time or a certain year has been proven to not work? Will you pivot, or will you burn the ship down for your ideal? That's the question I got. That's the little concern that I have when looking at this whole thing.
Man, well said, OC. I'll say this. Dealing with Steven. I'm going to say this continually. About 5 players, I'm going to always have problems with him, our top guys, on how they do business, but they usually get the deal done. And a good deal. I still want to point out, all of these contracts are wins, y'all. Come on now. Let's also talk about it's ugly. It's sausage making. It's very frustrating. But when they're done, we win. The scary one was the Cooper. Cooper could have left. That would have been real dumb. And that's where, to me, he plays too close to that line. That's my thing about him. He plays way too close to that line. And I have a scary theory that he's the type, and I see this a lot with our fans, we more so concerned with winning the cap war than a Super Bowl war. Like if we get rid of Zeke, if we can save 2 cents, if we get rid of, like, listen, man.
Save for what?
Yeah, like what we saving for? Like, the point is to put the talent out there. This the last one, man. This the last one, and we out. And we gonna just discuss this for fodder. The last part shouldn't and hasn't been forgotten, especially considering what Jared Goff and Carson Wentz earned on the rookie deals. And as the Elder Jones made clearly early in 2020, endorsements have no bearing whatsoever in contract talks with a player and have never come up when negotiating with Prescott or his agent, Todd Francis. So, obviously, you go take that one first. Keystone, what you got?
Endorsement?
He's
Oh,
saying
man,
endorsements didn't come up. That's what Patrick is saying he heard from his sources on the inside.
Wow. No endorsements came up? So basically what? Y'all just want him to just play for nothing? We talking about Dak, right?
Yeah, we talk about Dak.
Do y'all just want him to play for nothing? You don't want to pay him nothing? You don't want to have no endorsements? It's like, what? What do you want him there for? Oh, but I forgot. That's right. If it wasn't for Jason Garrett, Dak wouldn't have been our quarterback. My mistake. I understand on that note. Yeah, so you don't want to give your quarterback no endorsements. You just discussing no contract with him.
He was saying endorsements wasn't a part of the negotiations at no part. All right, let me say this. I don't believe it. And see, Patrick is reporting what they're telling him.
Yeah.
But I don't believe it because he was using that same line with Aikman when there was no cap. Aikman came out 3 weeks ago and said that they were saying when the valuation for the Cowboys was mud. When Jerry first bought them, the team was underwater. He was still trying to sell Aikman a false dream that you should take a team-friendly discount because you're a Cowboy. There's no way I'm going to believe that you was using it in ancient times and just stop using that endorsement privilege to be a Cowboy line today. I don't believe it.
Yeah, that sounds real weird, right? Because here's the admission, right? Dak Prescott has outplayed Carson Wentz and Jared Goff. He's a better quarterback than both of them. And he was selected in the 4th round. And he didn't get first round money. Right? So this man has to get paid. Now, here's the thing, going back to the last article, Jerry Jones, based upon the reports that we've seen, stayed out of these first couple of rounds. Now, we have seen Stephen Jones come forth and talk about the value of the star, which is something that he had to learn from his dad, right? He had to learn it as a tactic from his dad, right? That's on record, I believe, on something he said in a negotiation with Dak Prescott. So I don't believe that's completely true, right? Or either is his father softly correcting a misstatement in the public that may have been made by his son. Maybe that's the case, but I don't really see that. I see it as something that was passed. Game is passed on. So how you make the sausage is passed on behind closed doors from father to son, from generation to generation. So there's certain things about, my family you won't really know, but my sons will know. They gonna know secret sauce. They gonna know game. They gonna know some strategies that most people don't know unless you're that close to me. So I seriously doubt that's the case, Boss Cowboy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't see that happening either, man. So we getting ready to get out of here. I mean, we unpacked a lot. We unpacked a whole lot. So it's one of those things that before we go, though, I do want to say a special thank you to Tavis because he actually sacrificed greatly to even do this show. He did most of the show. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna lie. He did all the show from his job. he was that dedicated to get in front of us and get y'all this stuff. You know, so I'm gonna only tell Tavis next time, man, you can go ahead and go home because you know we gonna be long anyway. We gonna be long anyway, so you can take your time next time. But my boy really, he, you know, peep game, man. I was like, where is he at? Where is he at? Cause I was playing and said he in the bathroom, but I started looking at them clues. You see, that's one of them public bathroom things. I know what that is, man. I can tell. I start looking at it. I start seeing it. I was like, that boy really is in the bathroom. I was joking, but yeah, I put you out there, man. I'm shady, it can be, but you can't trust no homeboys like me, man. Yeah, you can't trust.
That's the only way we gonna grow is one. Leave that.
Yeah, man. So no, but y'all gotta show him love for that, though, man. That's dedication to the cause. That's dedication to bringing y'all good info, man. And so I see it. I just want to tell you, man, I see it, and everybody see it. So y'all make sure, man, because you see you got a team that's dedicated to giving y'all this quality info. So we just ask for a couple of things in return. We please really want y'all to go out there and hit those likes, hit those subscribes. And I'm not just talking, like, really go do it, man. Go to that YouTube and do it. You know, that's especially where we need it, because our Facebook growing, man. We ain't got no problems over there. That's gonna keep growing. And, you know, we thank you, everybody that's also following us also on Facebook, man, hitting that like and subscribe over there, and keep doing that. Keep sharing, keep doing all of that, because y'all know y'all getting that funk over at Boss Cowboy Sports. You got the Cold Man OC. You got that boy Keystone Buddha in the building, picante sauce. We got everything going on over here, but we really need y'all to go do that for us, man. Go hit that like and subscribe. So, real quick, going back to the family. First, my boy, Keystone. Tell the good people, where can they find you? Hold on, man. Let me turn you on first.
Oh.
Go.
I'm on.
Yes, sir.
You can find me at. All right. You can find me at Dallas Cowboys are on the clock. That's pretty much my page. That's where I do most of my work. Do all the things that you need there. You can also find me at Tavis Banks. I'm on Instagram. Also, my name is also on Facebook as well too. So that's where you can definitely find me at. For what it was worth, got to give a special thanks to Boss No City for giving me this opportunity. Very grateful.
We grateful to have your knowledge, my brother, and your candidness. That's why you're on the team. We love you too, my brother. All right, and the OC, talk to the people.
Hey, just look me up on Instagram, CB the OC, CB the OC on Instagram. Follow me there. I got some more stuff coming, guys. I've just been busy. Schedule's been hectic, and so I'm gonna put some more stuff together, social media wise, so we can connect more. But right now, CB the OC on Instagram.
All right, and I'm Boss Cowboy. Boss Cowboy Sports is where you go definitely be able to find me, especially on Facebook. And then obviously the Twitter starting to pop. We appreciate that. Where you go find me at Cowboy_Boss. I'm getting ready to start doing a whole lot more on Instagram. You're going to see a whole lot more posts coming on there. And then obviously y'all need y'all to go to YouTube and continue to do what you do. As you can see, we don't handle you with a whole lot of advertisements. We really kind of keep it about the show and content as much as possible. And please continue to donate. Everybody that throws a couple of dollars in there, especially in these hard times, we greatly appreciate it. We love you, and we remember, and we mean this, we're loyal here, and we aim to be loyal here. We're not trying to be anything else, because we definitely not going to be devoted, because a loyal person is going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And that's what we do for the Dallas Cowboys. Peace out.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters. Boss Cowboy Sports.
Shout out Sean.